Hello, everyone. Welcome. So, I just got this email from a wonderful woman who was thinking about the Empath Entrepreneur Mastermind, and she said she's in student loan debt, which many of us can relate, and has already spent $4,000 on her credit card and invested $1,200 in a previous coaching package. And she only ended up getting one group call out of that $1,200 investment, which made me a little sad because each of you deserve to feel so supported and so connected to community in your life and in your business. So I'm wondering if any of you have experienced this as well. Have you invested in yourself and either not paid off that debt or maybe not gotten what you had hoped for out of a program? I know I've been there. I've been there too. But it's not always the person who is coaching. It's not always their fault. And each of us has a responsibility to make smart investments and to show up to the calls and to integrate what we have learned. So really, it's a two-way street. And other times, though, yes, maybe it wasn't the right time or right person or right program for you to invest in and learn from. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. I'm here to talk to you about the woman who has invested in herself, but now after investing herself, she's afraid to invest in herself again. So she says things like, I'm afraid to spend more money on myself when I've already spent so much money on myself. And she says, how can I justify hiring a coach when I'm just starting out in my business? And she says, what if I'm already in debt? How am I going to pay for a coach or pay for a program? Does this sound like any of you? Here are 5 questions to ask yourself before you make really any investment, but especially the bigger investments in your life or your business, or this could apply to your health as well. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, what does my intuition tell me? What is my intuition telling me about this decision? Does it say yes, but your ego is like not so secretly freaking out and trying to keep you safe because it doesn't want you to be outside of your comfort zone? Well, it's probably a yes, because your intuition is screaming yes. There's just this part of you that wants to stay safe, and it wants to keep you protected. So ultimately, your intuition is saying yes, but of course there's like a little bit of like jumbled words and thoughts and feelings in there. Versus, if you ask, what is my intuition telling me? Maybe it says something about this feels a little off, or I just feel pressure to keep up with everyone else in this industry, and that's why I'm feeling like I have to invest in myself or invest in this program or invest in this coach because she seems so cool and everyone else is hiring her, blah, blah, blah. Like, then your intuition's really saying no. It's just maybe thinking of yes because it wants to keep up with whatever other people in comparison. So there's a big difference there when you ask, what is my intuition telling me about this, between the like, fuck yes, but there's a little bit of fear, versus the something about this feels a little bit off and it's not completely aligned. Because the answer doesn't always have to be yes. I'm not here to tell you that every big investment that you're considering making in yourself is the right decision or is the right choice. So we have to ask ourselves these empowering questions to figure out, is this an investment that is really aligned for me, or is it one that I feel like I'm trying to keep up with people, or I'm holding myself to some sort of like rule or standard, or I'm just feeling pressure around, or maybe it's just like not for you. Maybe your best friend signed up and you're like, I should sign up because my best friend signed up. And that's not always the case either. We have to listen to our intuition. We have to listen to our gut when we make these big decisions. Second question I want you to ask yourself when you are considering making an investment: is there a limiting belief that might be holding me back? Is there any limiting beliefs, maybe multiple, that might be holding me back from making this decision or really making this investment? For example, if you turn inwards and you ask, is there any part of me that feels like I'm not worthy of this investment in myself? Maybe. Why? why do I not feel worthy of this investment? Why am I not worthy of this investment? Is there any true reasons on why I'm not worthy of this? Probably not, right? So that's just a limiting belief that you have probably picked up and developed from childhood that says, like, I can't spend that much money on myself. So is there a limiting belief holding you back from making that investment? Or maybe when you tune in to any sort of beliefs or just thoughts that are reoccurring in your mind around making this investment, it might say, if I make this investment, then I'm really like going all in and I'm making this business real. And for some people, that's really scary because they have an underlying or limiting belief that says, I can't be seen. It's scary to be seen, for this to be real. Or if this is real, then I have to have more responsibility in my life. Or I can't be successful, therefore I should never invest in myself or a coach who wants to help me be successful. Or it's safer to be small. Why would I hire a coach or invest in a program that's going to like help me be visible and step into my power when I'm afraid of that and I just want to play small and be safe? So is there or are there any limiting beliefs that might be holding you back from making this investment that aren't necessarily actually valid or true? Next, third question to ask yourself when you're considering making an investment is, what would your higher self or the next level version of you, what would she do? What WWHSD, what would higher self do, okay? It's a new hashtag. WWHSD. So imagine you are already achieving your goals. So you're already the expert in your industry. You're already the published author. You're already hitting your regular 5-figure $10,000 months in your business. You already have 100,000 followers or 10,000 followers. What would that version of you or that girl, what would she do? WWHSD. What would your higher self do? That next level, badass freaking woman. What choices would she make? Start embodying her right now, today, as if you are already her and you have already achieved all of those goals in your life. And then ask yourself again, is this an investment that I would like to make, or that would be beneficial to me, or support me in my business? Would that girl invest in this? And there's not a right or wrong, but what would she say? What would she guide you to do? Fourth question to ask yourself is, if you have investments from the past that didn't work out as you thought or as you had planned, then I want you to ask, why did it not work out? So probably we've all been here, whether it's been a small investment or a big investment, but you made an investment and it just wasn't what you thought or wasn't what you planned. What didn't work out in that situation? And then why didn't it work out? And then follow that up with, and what did I learn from that experience? So for example, I invested in a training that I didn't really need, and it was a lot of money, and I could argue that it didn't work out or work out the way I thought maybe because I didn't really need it. I was probably purchasing that training out of a limiting belief that I needed to be more qualified or something. So what did I learn? I learned that I don't need more certifications to be successful. I don't need to spend more on certifications to be an expert or an authority or to have more confidence. And instead, I just needed more support and guidance in my business, not the certification. I needed someone to help me take what I already had and be able to utilize that and to be able to monetize it. Make sense? Last question to ask yourself is, if you are afraid of the investment you're considering, how is this potentially affecting other areas of your life? So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, holy crap, I cannot invest that much or I can't invest at all. How is that recurring thought affecting you in other areas of your business or your life? For example, I am afraid to make this investment in myself, but I'm also afraid to put myself out there. I'm also afraid to declare that I am a coach, a health coach, a business coach, whatever kind of coach you are. I am afraid to actually have clients because I don't know what to do with them. I'm afraid to be seen as an imposter. Lots of people come to me and say that. I am afraid that I might be wrong. I'm afraid that I might not be smart enough. You guys get the point, right? So how is this fear of investing in yourself also showing up in other areas and holding you back? So then once you see how it's affecting your business in so many places, ask yourself, am I ready to do something differently in order to change? Because investing in yourself does have a ripple effect. And if that sounds like you, then if you did invest in yourself, you might actually see this ripple effect and all those other beliefs around not being smart enough or wanting to be seen or be visible through working through it, through the investment you made. All right? So try using these 5 questions next time you are considering an investment in yourself or your business, and let me know how it goes. Let me know if this helps you make more clear, empowered decisions by asking yourself empowering questions to start with. So if you realize today in these questions that you might be playing small or holding yourself back out of fear, but your intuition is actually saying, yes, I want help. Yes, I want support. Yes, I want to learn. Yes, I want to grow my business and I want to feel abundant and I want to stop these limiting beliefs from holding me back and I don't want to play small and I don't want to be afraid of making the investment in myself. Then I invite you and I want you to join me for the Empath Entrepreneur Mastermind. This is a 4-month program. We have one group call each week, which is 2.5 hours long. It includes hot seats, there's Facebook support. My eyes are on your business for 4 months, and it's so supportive. As I mentioned in the beginning, an example of an email I received today, $1,200, one group coaching call. That's not what you're going to get out of this program. The entire investment, if you pay in full, is $1,600. That's a total of 16 2.5-hour calls and support in between all of those calls. So this is such a beautiful container and one that I'm honored to hold space for these women that have already joined. And I just had an intensive with one of them today. It's so fulfilling for me to be able to create the opportunity for you to have these big aha moments in your business that really change everything. Like I posted yesterday, transformation doesn't have to take months or years or whatever. It can be a snap, it can be a second, it can be a minute, it can be one call that you hop on and all of a sudden this clarity is just flowing through you and you start to find the direction that you've been looking for in your business. So if that's you and if you've been struggling, again, I invite you to join me and I invite you to ask yourself those 5 questions before you do make the investment to make sure it is right for you. So we start at the end of this month and there are 4 spots left. I'd be honored for you to join me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and use these questions regardless of what investment you're thinking of making in yourself. See you guys.